If you've been developing yourself for any longer than a year, year and a half, you are no stranger to ruts. If you've been on this journey of seeking financial freedom, of improving yourself, your mentality, building the physique of your dreams, if you've been on this journey for any longer than a year, you are no stranger to ruts. Ruts absolutely suck. They stunt your progress, they stop your progress, and in some cases, it even destroys it. I'm no stranger to those either. In fact, I just had a rut. For those of you who watched my previous video, you would know that I just got out of one. And it angers me so much that on YouTube, there is so much content about how to get out of ruts, how to escape ruts, how the top strategies to get out of your ruts right now and get back on your path. But nobody talks about how to prevent them in the first place. I want you to imagine a car, bro. Simple. Whenever you take it to get inspected, you take it for inspection so you make sure that nothing happens in the future, to make sure that everything with the car is okay. Why don't we do the same for ourselves? Why don't we just take preventative measures so these ruts don't happen? Have you ever been in a place, bro, when you're doing so well, you're performing at your absolute highest, you're maybe performing for around a few weeks, maybe a few months, 2 to 3 months, but in the back of your head, you're always wondering, when is that next rut going to strike? That horrible rut that stunts my progress. When is it going to strike again? Because you have absolutely no idea what causes it. You have no idea how to prevent it. So you're just waiting. And the day comes where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you completely lose passion for your goals. You no longer want to go to the gym for some reason. You no longer want to meditate. You no longer want to journal. You no longer want to make progress in your life. You no longer want to improve. What causes this? And thankfully, with this rut that I have been in, I was finally able to crack the code, okay? I am back on my gym journey. I am back on my discipline. I am back on making YouTube videos. I am back with my vigor. And I was able to get out of this rut. But the thing is, instead of learning how to get out of ruts, you need to learn how to prevent them in the first place. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video. As I experienced a 1 month, a 2 month long rut, it was horrible. But I don't regret it for a single bit because now I know how to get out of it, and I'm going to teach you that in this video. Because no matter who you are, nobody likes to get their progress ruined by these horrible ruts. So let's prevent them, all right? And the first strategy is going to be managing your stress, right? Because let's say that you're working very hard on your goal. You're working really hard on going to the gym. You want to build your dream physique. You're really working hard on a business that's going to achieve you financial freedom so that you can free your parents financially, so you can free yourself financially. And you're working on this for a few months, but all of a sudden you can't work, you cannot go past 5 months because you burn out. And that is exactly what stress management does. It allows you to not burn out. You see, whenever you stress yourself too much to the point where you just want to give up on your goals, you no longer enjoy them. You used to enjoy them, but now it's just like a pain in the ass, to be honest. And what's the first thing that you do? Your mind starts gravitating towards, you know what, let me just go to this instant gratification source, to dopamine. Let me go scroll on the internet. And that's where everything goes to hell. Because instead of learning to stress manage through meditation, through taking walks, through being reflective, the first thing that you do is go to instant gratification. You start to manage, quote unquote, manage your stress by these instant gratification sources. You see, it's no secret to anyone that instant gratification is bad. Scrolling on social media just brainlessly, letting the algorithm control your brain, it's absolutely horrible for you. But nobody understands why. It's because it catches you in the most vulnerable of situations. It's in the situations when you're bored, when you're stressed, when you no longer want to work on your goals. You've had this energy for months because it was new to you. This goal was new to you, but it comes a point where you do get stressed. And it's in those very crucial moments that are going to determine whether or not you get on a rut or you continue down the right path. And the people who are smart, the people who are informed, which now I am, they just rest. You can stop working on your goals for a little bit, but do not go on social media. Do not start binging Netflix. Do not start doing all of this bullshit that is going to ruin your progress. Instead, take walks, have reflective time, journal, just do these things that de-stress you. And eventually, your brain is going to rest. It's going to release that stress, and you'll be back on your path. But no. In the past, what I did, let's say that I got sick for some reason. Let's say that I couldn't work on going to the gym for whatever reason. Maybe I got sick. Maybe I injured myself. Whatever it may have been. Instead of reading, instead of going on walks, instead of doing things that released my stress, you could say, what did I do? I went to instant gratification. I saw it as an excuse. You know what? I can't work on my goals for the next week, 2 weeks, because I'm in set state, or this thing is happening, so what am I gonna do? It's my excuse. Just for now, I can binge Netflix. Just for now, I can binge YouTube videos. Does that sound familiar? You give yourself an excuse to just fuck off and not improve yourself simply because I am not able to. Instead of taking that time to really, to rest, to reflect, and to really give yourself time to regenerate that vigor that you had. Because whenever you're in these seasons of productivity, it's not exactly motivation that's pushing you. I want you to notice that. Motivation is more like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to work on this goal. Like, oh my gosh, like I got this burst of motivation. It's more like purpose. It's more like I have the energy to do it and I'm able to, and nothing else is distracting me. Therefore, I'm going to work on this goal. And that is the number one step to get out of these ruts. Well, to prevent them, actually. You have to please, whatever you do, relieve your stress. Learn how to relieve stress. Learn how to manage your stress. Not by instant gratification, but through relaxing activities. Whenever you reach the point of, I don't want to work on this goal anymore, like I'm done, like it's starting to stress me out, that's totally fine. But you know what? Take a break through relaxing activities. Don't take a break through instant gratification. That will destroy you. And the second thing that I'm going to point out is to keep sight of your goals. Let's say that right now you're working towards something. I need you to remember why you started. I need you to remember, what am I doing this goal for? And not even a why, but you just have to remember, what am I actually chasing right now? What's my long-term goal? What am I trying to achieve with this grind? Because there might come a point in time where you're just like, why am I even doing this? Why am I improving? In my case, I'm improving because I want to build a huge YouTube audience. I want to do good in HVAC school. For some of you guys that may know, I just joined HVAC school and I want to become a master at that. I truly love the trade and I want to be able to complete it so I can eventually start a business in HVAC and blah, blah, blah. You get it. You cannot lose sight of your long-term goal, because the moment that you do, you become directionless. You become a leaf in the wind with absolutely no direction, being blown everywhere. And you're just doing all of these habits, these self-improvement habits, for absolutely no reason. You're doing them just cause, you know what, man, it's the norm, or, maybe it's cool, but you have no real reason behind it. There is no direction to what you're doing, and therefore, your brain just tells you, give up, Like, why are you even doing this? It's pointless. You're just stressing yourself out. The video game is right there, bro. The video game is right there. Why not just turn it on and play it? You just have TikTok right there. You have Netflix. You have the huge, big-ass screen that you have over there, a TV. You can just watch Netflix on that. Why work on your goals? You have no reason to. And that also brings me to short-term goals. Please, for the love of God, if you have long-term goals, you want to achieve a certain, let's say a subscriber count on YouTube in my case, you want to complete a certain degree in college, you want to do X thing, please split those goals into weekly short-term goals that will eventually lead to that long-term goal. Let's say your goal is going to probably take a year, 2 years. What is something that you can do weekly that you can accomplish that will eventually get you to that goal within a year, within 2 years. You do that every single day, and that's an accomplishment. So that makes the long-term goal attainable, completely attainable. It makes it simple. Not easy, but simple. So just to recap what we've talked about here, I need you to understand the only way that you can prevent ruts, the only way, because dude, once you're in a ruts, let's be honest, it's very hard to get out of it. It is extremely difficult because your brain can't bother. You're just saturated with dopamine, okay? And just to summarize what we just talked about, I'm gonna leave it as simple as this. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you don't wanna work on your goals for whatever reason, just a few months pass by and all of a sudden you just lose that vigor, do not resort to instant gratification and remember what your long-term goal is. Please, do not resort to instant gratification to relieve the stress. You know, I'm just gonna give myself some time to go into instant gratification just because I'm in this period of I can't work in my goals. You can take a break. Everyone needs a break. Everyone, I don't care who you are. But that break is going to consist of walks. It's going to consist of jogs, of maybe reflecting a little bit in your journal. You're going to be reflective, but you're not going to consume instant gratification. You're not going to go on this week-long, 2-week-long Netflix binge. You're not going to go play that video game that you haven't touched in 6 months, in a year. No, no, no. Please do not fall into this trap. And please remember why you're doing your goal in the first place. Remember why you're doing it and remember what your long-term goal is so you can remember, this is what I'm chasing. And you can remember your routine, your daily routine and your weekly routine, which leads to that long-term goal. With that being said, brothers, please prevent yourselves from getting into ruts in the first place, because it's really hard to get out of one once you are in it. And remember, boys, a man that masters himself is truly free. Go ahead and join the Discord link in the description. All right, brother? See you soon.